Hi everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Ghostman Ghost Talk. So finally tonight we get some of the things right so far. So how is everyone doing? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, kindly type yes, 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 so I can know that you are actually able to hear me. Okay. Today, this afternoon, I was trying to start up the notebook, I think about 4 p.m. So suddenly, the notebook went blank. So I don't know what happened. I was trying to say, anything can go wrong will go wrong, and then the notebook went off. So luckily, solve. Okay, so supposed to be able to hear me. Loud and clear. Okay, so then suddenly the whole notebook went blank. So I was thinking, say for already cannot do anything because it's already late in the afternoon, so I will have to find another PC. Then I was flipping, my notebook flipped up and down. You know, when we talk about ghosts and things, many ghostly things can happen. Then suddenly I clicked the on button for a very long time and the whole thing just came up again. So I don't know what happened. So maybe somebody borrowed my notebook in the middle of the night or what. Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome. So tonight we are going to continue because tomorrow will be the 7th, right? Today is the 6th. Tomorrow will be 7th, and then on the 8th will be the first day of 7th lunar month. So tonight I'm going to finish off on if you are in business, what you should be doing if you intend to make offerings. And then we'll also talk about smoke offerings. What are some of the things of smoke offerings before we officially enter. So for tomorrow night, some of you will be offering, will be praying. So for tomorrow night, after that we'll go straight into more on spirits because we have about 30 days to go. So don't worry for those of you who are wondering, hey, how come no ghost story? Where's all the ghost story? So ghost story, plenty of ghost story, but we finished all the basics first. Because if we straight go into the horror part, then for the rest of the 30 days, all will be very mild already. So we slowly going to get more and more horrific as we move along. Okay, so tonight we are going to go about smoke offering and also for businesses. So congratulations, before we move on, congratulations to Jerome for winning the ginseng soap. So later you type up whether you want it to be consecrated or you just want it to be the plain soap. If you want consecrated, just type C, then I will know lah. Okay, so the rest of you can share out. When you share out after the show or currently, you can share twice, it's fine. You can share after the show, after this episode, you can share it out and then you can type what you have learned, what are some of the things that you can learn. You can see from below the page, the Yin Yang Journal page, how Jerome, that is the typical format that you need to write, and then how Jerome won it because it has comment. So it was quite an easy win for Jerome because most of you shared out but you didn't write anything. So please write something, at least something that means you are paying attention. And Jerome wrote it well because it gives a brief gist of what are the things that were shared yesterday. Okay, so this is ongoing. Every day there's a chance to win. So if nobody else is willing to write, you can write either in 你可以写中文也好，你可以写英文, you can write in English, you can write in Bahasa also, it's fine, as long as you write something, so we can see. So for some of you then will be asking, how come you don't have the sharer status? You need to like the page. Some of you just click follow this page. Don't be so stingy click like. So you click like the page, and then when you share in public, then the sharer will come up, the sharer status. So it's easier for me to track whether who is the one who's sharing. Because sometimes if you share discreetly or privately, I can't see your thing. Okay? So share out more generously because each of the episode we are going to get more into it. So for those of you who have missed the episode, this is somehow today you just scroll in, so you can scroll later after this, you can scroll back to yesterday's topic. So slowly we will build up. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the smoke offering. So a lot of, we'll first talk about smoke offering traditionally, what is it about? In the olden days, as even for Chinese emperors, especially for our Chinese culture, for Chinese emperors, for those people who are, have nobility, who are noble people, usually their home they will have an incense burn urn, those urn. So for those urn is that usually they will light up sandalwood. So sandalwood is actually to clear the air in the olden days, but before that, of course, even in way back earlier, even in Buddha's time, also people will use incense. But at those times, the culturally is the same. Incense has been used is usually to fragrant and also to clear the air in a room, because of course last time water is scarce, so not many people will be able to get water, or they will be able to have shower. So usually most of the people, if they wear clothes and so on, they will have some smell in it. So in terms of for Buddha's time, the incense is actually to clear, or they call to cleanse the room. Not the cleanse as we understand today, is the cleanse to cleanse the smell, the qi of the room, is because if everyone's clothes are a little bit smelly, then of course when we all congregate together in a room, then the smell will be very heavy. So in those days, they don't have like air filter, they don't have electric fan, so they need to light something in order for the room to clear its air. So that's the purpose of sandalwood, the purpose of smoke, using smoke as an offering in the olden days. Of course, one thing you have to understand is that some people, they don't realize, is that for those people who are high cultivators, and also due to the diets and also the vows that they hold, usually even if they don't take a shower, they don't take a bath for half a year, for even 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or for many years, their body does not release out any odor. It means you have reached a certain level of your cultivation, the body itself no longer release out any form of odor. Instead, those people who are highly cultivated, when you are near them, they will actually have a fragrant smell. So those fragrant smell could be flowers fragrant smell, it could be sandalwood fragrant smell, and yet they don't have to take any showers. And I've known friends that have told me, those that they have gone into retreat for 3 years, most of them, some of them will also take the vow of not taking showers. You will find that usually after they told me that after 1 or 2 months, as they are in their retreat, they focus their mind every day in chanting, meditation, and so on. Slowly they'll find that their body also doesn't release any form of odor or smell. That is the part of the cultivation that we talk about. Okay, so the fragrance, the incense that usually when they offer the room in front of Buddhas or for Buddhist teaching or so on, is actually for the lay people or the beginner monks who are there to actually clear the room. Actually, those who are highly cultivated, let's say if you're in Buddha's time, or if you are in certain Toukun, that means in certain Taoist monastery and so on, if those are highly cultivated, you don't smell any of those smell. But that is also to clear the air for the lay people who are there, for those people who are not high-level cultivators. So in the olden days, that was first used. And in the public, for normal people, also it's used in that sense. So that means to clear the air, to have the fragrance for the person to focus. So how does this smoke offering relates further to what we are doing now? I think most of you, if you are actively or following internet, or if you like to buy incense type of person, you will usually go to incense shop or online. Then you will see that now a lot of people have those what we call smoke offering or what they call sang offering. In Chinese they call it yan gong, yan gong xiang. They call it yan gong xiang, yin gong hang. So those are the ones that you can see there are quite a lot of different brands or different makers nowadays. So how many of you have seen before those smoke offering incense, or how many of you have used that? You can type smoke so I can know how many of you are into smoke offering, so then I will be able to adjust my speed about explaining. But some of it you guys have not talked about it before, even to my temple members. So for smoke offering, how does it start? How does it start is that smoke in its traditional sense in Buddhism, it's not used to appease spirits. It's not used to offer for spirits. So in the olden days, either in the monastery or in the cultivations and so on, it's used in that way. But then smoke is not being used to offer for spirits, for land deities and so on. So later only as we start, that means very much later, like 50, 60, 70 years ago, only we start to use widely for spirits. In the olden days, it's used in the monastery. So how does this smoke offering that we have, the Yan Gong now, how does it start? It started with a person, for those of you who are familiar with Tibetan Buddhism, Vajrayana, they call it. Vajrayana means the way of the diamond. So Vajrayana, in terms of Buddhism, we have Chinese Buddhism, we have Japanese Buddhism, we have Indian Buddhism, and then we also have Tibetan Buddhism into different parts of the school. So Tibetan Buddhism starts from the person whose name Padmasambhava. Padmasambhava, or in Chinese name we call it Lianhuashen Dashi. So Lianhuashen Dashi, or we call it the one who is born from the lotus. Padmasambhava, also the name itself, it means the one who is born from the lotus. So Padmasambhava is the person, or they call a being, not a person, because normal human beings, you don't born from a lotus. So Padmasambhava, he's one, when he was born, actually they called him after, of course, many hundred years after Buddha. So the day when he was born in a lotus, he is the one that shows a lot of different, what we call a magical outlook or magical surface or a show of magic. As you know, in Buddhism, in traditional Buddhism, you are not allowed to show any supernatural powers. Even if you have achieved or you have cultivated, those supernatural powers are considered as just a passing point or especially in Buddhism. Also Buddha forbids those sanghas, that means those who are in the monkhood, to display any form of superpowers or superhuman feat. So Padmasambhava was born after Buddha's went into Nirvana very much later. So for Padmasambhava, he started his journey from in India. So he was a yogi, was also a practitioner. So along the way, he started the Tibetan Buddhism and also spread of the sutra all the way and ended up in Bhutan. So his journey was from India, Tibet, and then to Bhutan. So he ended up in Bhutan, his final journey. So for Padmasambhava, along the way, if you read more about him, his life journey, you will see that along his way, he pacified a lot of demons, a lot of creatures, a lot of earthbound spirits who are very fierce, because the journey that you get from India to Tibet to Bhutan, all those are mountainous areas. So if you know, mountainous areas are very famous for their land spirit, their mountain spirits and so on. Those are not your normal ghosts. Those are what we call 山精油美. in Cantonese we call it San Zheng Yu Mei. That means those are the inhabitants or cultivators, spirits who resides in the mountains, who resides in the jungles. So they may have cultivated few hundred years or even more. So in his journey that he traveled from India all the way to Bhutan, so in one of his journey, he met up with a group of monks who want to start to construct their monastery. So whenever they construct their monastery, they find that it's very difficult. It's very difficult for them. It's very difficult for them to do the monasteries, because each time they have any harvest, because you need to stay in that area as you want to build a monastery. In the olden days, the monks have to do the work, so you have to have something to eat, and then from something to eat, where do you get the food? Usually sometimes it's not sponsored by any villagers and so on. So in the olden days, you have to grow your own vegetable as you do the constructions of the monastery and so on. So the monks, they experience problem is that whenever the rat season came about, rats, tikus, whenever they have any rats season come by, all their harvesting, the things that they planted, would usually be eaten by the mice, eaten by the mouse, the rat, and so on. So they have a lot of those problems, and they cannot concentrate on building up the monastery. So when Padmasambhava came, passed through, they request him for help. So what Padmasambhava taught them was to do the offering of smoke offering. Smoke offering in terms of using grains, using different types of grains, using milk, using sugar, and so on, to offer to all the land deities, to all the earthbound deities, and also to accumulate merits as they offer to the land deities. So therefore, when you go to countries like, when you go to the high plains of Tibet, to Bhutan, to Nepal, then you can see those people who they will put smoke offering, usually from different types of leaves, and then with some smoke incense. Then every morning they will put on top of their roof as an offering to the mountain spirit, to the land spirit of that area. So from that, after the Padmasambhava have taught those monks how to do the smoke offering, then they find that the mice and the rats came less and less and less, and because, as you know, monks, they have the vows not to kill. So they cannot kill the mouse, they cannot kill the rat, so they cannot do anything. So what they can do is that they offer the smoke offerings to the land spirits and so on, and then transfer the merits to all the rats and to all the mouse. So then, amazingly, they can see is that the rats get less and less, and then they can complete and successfully finish their work of building up the temple. So that's the start of giving up the teachings of doing smoke offerings. Then, of course, it expands further, and there are certain deities that has to do with it, and there are also different types of smoke offerings in terms of the practice that's been done. Practice here means that there are certain mantras, certain readings recitations that the person have to do for different parts of things that they want to do. That means either you want to appease the land spirit, you want to start a construction, you want to start a new journey, you want to go for hiking. So those are very common things in the Himalayan regions in terms of doing smoke offering. You can see anywhere you go, one is smoke offering, the other one is hanging up the wind horse flag, the Longta. So you can see many of those who are going upwards to climb the Everest. Usually also their Sherpa would carry the flags, so they will hang whenever they reach certain points, certain high points in the mountains, and also do smoke offering, because that is to offer to the mountain spirits, the mountain deities, so that they have lessened their obstacles in their journey, so that they can have an auspicious event to start. So from there it spreads. And then smoke offering, when I started doing smoke offering was like 15 years ago. Like at that time, there were not many, actually there was none. Locally, there were none people who import those smoke offering incense. So we have to mix together, we have to use the the different types of soyas, grains, and so on. We have to go and fry it up, and then we have to grind it into powder and mix together with sandalwood, mix together with other incense, mix with sugar, mix with milk, and then only do the offering. So I've been doing the smoke offering for more than 15 years already. So at that time, there were not many, but now it's widely available. So also there are many people who are promoting and who are teaching other people to do the smoke offering. So for smoke offering, that's why in your offering for 7 lunar month for spirits, you can buy those incense which are meant for smoke offering, which are meant for those people who practice smoke offering. Then you can offer to the spirits, the wandering spirits, the land spirit, your earthbound deities, your earth deities, your datokong, all that you can offer because it contains food and it's the most direct, because some spirits, they cannot accept readily from the food yet. So there are different class of spirits. Some who are really hungry ghost type, then they cannot even ingest, or they cannot even smell the food that you take because their karma is too heavy. So they can only either through the smoke offering of the people that offer, through certain chant of open up their throat, then they only will be able to receive it. But then a lot of people, they don't understand is that they categorize all as the same. So they say, no need to offer one because Buddhism say whatever you offer also, these hungry ghosts, they cannot receive. But like human beings, spirits have many class and many types. So we have wandering spirits, we have hungry ghosts, we have earthbound deities. So earthbound deities, in Cantonese we call it Tei Bong Ling. Tei Bong Ling means that the spirit died, then somehow either parts of their body or their body is buried there, or their blood happens to be splashed in those areas, and they have missed the opportunity to take rebirth or to move on. So they became earthbound spirit. Earthbound spirits means they are bind to that area only. They cannot leave that area. So whenever people step into that area or you step into that particular house, they are there. So they cannot leave. That's why a lot of earthbound spirits are, especially in Europe, in Japan, there are a lot of earthbound spirits. Means they are stuck to that area. They cannot follow you home. That means when you go to the hotel, you go to the house, you stay, for example, Airbnb, you stay at a particular hotel that's famous for hauntings, then you get haunted. You get those ghosts visits you and so on. They will kacau you, they will appear and so on. But then they cannot follow you home because they are earthbound spirits. They are bounded to that particular area. So, therefore, again, the myth, some people, they learn half, they don't learn the rest. So they thought that all spirits are hungry ghosts. Just like human beings, you cannot say everyone is thin, or everyone is fat, or everyone is muscular. So they are thin, fat, muscular, handsome, ugly, cute. There's so many ways of describing different types of spirits, different types of class of deities. Of spirits also is the same. So we should know what is actually, the more you know, the more different traverse the cultures of what people are offering, what types of spirits, what they are doing, then you get a whole picture. Instead of just focusing on one particular religion or one particular culture of things. So therefore, you get yourself very tied up and you start to condemn and do things. So you must know the truth. Of course, then the other part is that a lot of people talk rubbish because they don't know anything about this. Then they just pakai tembak. Whatever they know, they just learn from movies, from watching Hong Kong movies, from watching Taiwan movies, or from watching comics. Then they try to talk about spirits because they have no idea, and they are because people ask them, they just want to tembak only. I'll just reply one before I move on. Wang Chige says some traditions, Guru Rinpoche's incarnation or Tulku of Shakyamuni. There are a lot of claims, but we cannot say because you say you are incarnated, I say you are not. Then the other fella comes and say you are incarnation. So we don't have to argue about that, where it came from. It's just another being, maybe in a different form, maybe Buddha in different form, or different form. But the being do exist. If you are, why I say that everyone before 50, you have to go and visit Bhutan. Because Bhutan is where Padmasambhava went there, and you can see all the miracles that he performed while in Bhutan. So you can see the monastery. Some he flew up into the mountain to do. So you can see from afar, it's not really things that can be achieved or can be done by normal human beings in terms of setting up the cultivation areas and the places that Guru Rinpoche or Padmasambhava have been. So those are the areas that you see. Then you would have a stronger confidence. We don't say it's faith. You have stronger confidence in doing the smoke offering. Okay. So far for your Lunar 7th month, so for those of you who are in phase 2, then you can still go out and buy the smoke offering incense. For those of you who need mail order, maybe you can still do it in time because you can offer on the 15th, so you can still order it. So if you type in either the shopping platform for smoke offering incense, then it will appear a lot already. Last time you can't find it, now it's easily to find. Okay, so for beginners, what you should do is that after you understand about this and then you want to offer for beginners, what you can do is you can just buy the incense together, buy the incense, and then you just, as usual, when you do your offering on the 7th month, you just put it either on the streets or on the can, then you can do the offering. Because then those spirits, earthbound spirits, wandering spirits, those who suicide cases, wandering spirits, all of them can receive the incense, or can receive the incense in terms of the very least, the food that contains in the incense, the smell of the meal and so on, would also be able to appease the spirits. So for smoke offering, there are two types. One type is in the morning, the other type is in the evening. So for the one in the morning, everyone can do. That means you can, if you are interested to know about details and so on, you can always visit our temple page, and then we have those booklets that we give out. Okay, so let me type first our temple page. Let me have a drink. So you can visit our temple page. From our temple page, we will have we have the purple booklet. You have the Brother Fat Hong. I think is also tuning into the live, so you can get from Brother Fat Hong. That means our temple admin. And from Brother Fat Hong, the purple book, and inside you will have the smoke offering, if I'm not mistaken, I have the smoke offering procedures that you can do. Okay, so another one, we call it Sir offering. Sir offering is actually the offering of the smell. Offering of the smell usually is being done in the evening. So some practice also would have Sir offering that offer of the meat also. The meat, the smell of the meat, that means usually the lamas or the rinpoches, when they do to pacify really fierce earthbound deities, usually they will also use the meat like barbecue to barbecue and to offer the smell to offer to the earthbound spirits. They offer the smell only, the smell, not the meat. Okay, so for us we offer everything the meat, the roasting, everything we offer. for Sir offering in the evening. So if you are a person for Lunar 7th month, you can just offer and put your incense. But then this is where my ghost story starts. But if you are not being taught by anyone, currently you are doing smoke offering. If you do evening, do not do in evening. I have clients that because their friends taught it to them through internet, they copy the practice paper. That means one page, usually it's one page of practice paper, and then every night, midnight, 10 o'clock, they start to do the smoke offering. So once this client lady start to do smoke offering, I also don't know. She started doing for some time. Then later she discovered that, very strange, she discovered that at first she cannot sleep, number one, after doing the smoke offering. Number two, she started to have a lot of sickness. One of the reasons is also not because the spirits kacau her lah. One of the reasons is because when she do the smoke offering, right, the bowl is right in front. She put in front of the gate. Then she stand there. So the smoke, she had asthmatic problem. So she stand in front of the bowl as she chant the thing. So the smoke all goes up to, she inhale all the smoke. Of course, she get lung problems and asthma and so on. But also it's because as she offer to the spirits more and more for the night version, right? So more and more spirits gather. Then her altar at her home, the Guan Yin was not consecrated properly. So when it's not consecrated properly, that means it was not blessed properly. For Guan Yin, we cannot say it's Kai Guang because nobody can Kai Guang, Pusa, Fo Pusa, all that. We cannot Kai Guang. We can only Ru Guang. Ru Guang, that means we can only enter the light into the object so that any lower beings will not be able to go into that particular statues or that particular object. So we call it Ru Guang, Yap Gong, instead of Hoi Gong. Hoi Gong means you open up, then we invite the deities and the source of the energy into the statue. So if it's Ru Guang, means that you just entered or increase the frequency of the statues in such a way that lower beings would not be able to reside into the statues or into the object. So it was not done properly. So she also started having dreams of a lady ghost at night. She would have dreams that the lady ghost would sit on her bed talking to her, and this has been going on for some time. So then only she starts to ask me things like her health got problems and so on. Then I asked her what she did. Then only slowly she tell me that she's been doing this smoke offering every night. She will do like midnight or 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. She will just solely do at night because she says she don't have time to do it. So doing that in the middle of the night is all wrong. So that's why I tell you guys, if you have nobody teach you anything, you just read it from the internet, you better get proper guidance for doing night smoke offering. Don't see people do then you try to do. And then a lot of people, some that are advocates of smoke offering, they will say, no problem one, you can do this one is common. Morning one you can do every day without even any instructions. You can do on your own. That's no problem. But for the evening one, you must have some backup. A lot of people, they don't have backup. They go and meddle with things that has relation to spirits. So if you're doing for Lunar 7th month, then it's okay, because Lunar 7th month, you are just offering outside for 1 time or 2 times or maximum only 3 times. So the idea of not like every day. Okay? So that is, we conclude about smoke offering. How many of you here are doing smoke offering in the morning Can I have a look? You can type morning, so I can know how many of you are doing smoke offering in the morning. Okay, so I have another 10 minutes to conclude. We talk about how to do offerings for company. So if you cannot conclude, at least I'll get to the part that you can be ready lah. Because for companies, when your offering usually is not on the first day, it's on the second day. I'll tell you guys why. For those of you who are in business, if you intend to do offerings for Lunar 7 month to all the wandering spirits or the spirits, especially during the 7th lunar month, why, number one is, why would someone who has a company, if you are in the Taoism, if you have been doing this for some time and you would like to know what's the proper way, oh, that's good. Wong, Gerald, and so on, doing morning. So few of you know how to do morning. Okay, so for companies, if you are companies, why would you be doing the smoke offering? It's because some companies, they will have obstacles. They will have obstacles such as suddenly your sales is not good. That means all the while is good. Suddenly, not counting economic downturn or COVID-19 situation, it's just that on normal circumstances, suddenly drop. Or very usual way is that people come and see you, they cannot find your shop, they cannot find your office, even though you are open, but somehow they cannot see your office, they cannot see your place. Or every time they turn, let's say you are just by the junction or by the main road, and they usually drive by your shop. This can be two circumstances. One, when you go into your shop or offices, you haven't done proper cleansing. We don't want to say pray, proper cleansing of your place. Proper cleansing of your place. Number two is that your company, somebody have done some witchcraft on your company. Witchcraft means that somebody have done some rituals, some voodoo. Some of you are laughing, hey, where God nowadays still have this type of things? I have. You have. And then it's not expensive to do. It's actually, we consider what we call it quite cheap process, quite cheap voodoo to do, quite cheap rituals to do. So usually it's done by competitors, and then people cannot see your shop, they cannot see where you are. In terms, they try to find your shop, they try to go by your shop several times, they cannot find it, and usually it's done by voodoo, done by ritual hacks, or the second part is that you have not proper spirit cleansing has been done, so there's an obstacle. So later we'll talk about that in our later episode. Do remind me, I'll talk about how the cheap voodoo has been done. So usually they will take, one of the methods they will do is that they will take the ashes of the dead people, and then they will ask either the shaman or the bomo or whoever to chant against to chant on those ashes. So they come and take those ashes, and they just put it in front of your shop while you're closed, of course, then you can't see what they're doing. So they just spread it around your front of your shop. Then your customer will start, they can't see your place. It's sort of like, because they use some certain spirits to do it. So we will talk about that later. That one we're interested. So we settle this one first. So for your shop. So for your spirit, for your business, why you do that is that once a year you will be able to offer to your land spirits, to your earthbound spirits that are there. That means it's just a good gesture, compassionate. Okay, so Calvin here says that morning or night offering do you use both the same powder? Yeah, you can use the same powder, it's fine. You can use the same powder. You don't have to use extra for beginners. Later then you can change to others. You can add on other things for evening, but you can basically use the same. It's fine one. Okay, applicable. So for us who are in company registered, Jerome says applicable for those who are registered but operate individually from home. Then you can consider it as pray for home will be enough. You don't have to specially do for office. It's just that what you say when you offer. That one will come to that later. So for Bunwi, he says he's do morning for weekend and night daily. So you don't follow Bunwi because Bunwi is my temple disciple. So he do night daily. That one is different already. There's one, that one is secondary school. So if you guys are still in primary, so you do primary way lah. Secondary, then we have exception to the skill. Okay. So better to do in the morning. Okay, later I'll answer some of the questions that is scrolling up right now. Okay, so we settle what the why part. So you able for you to do just offering for the spirits. Second thing is that what you should offer comes back to yesterday. So same thing like home. You can offer gold paper, silver paper. Sometimes you say, hey, not only silver paper, man, why gold paper? Because you have, sometimes you have your earthbound spirit, you have your Ti Zu Gong, you have your Tu Ti Gong. That means you have different classes of earthbound deities that are there. So you need to offer to those benevolent. You can use gold paper, it's fine. Okay, then you have your Wang Shen Zi, as we talked about yesterday. You can just look over. Then you can have some sort of food for those of you, if your companies are big, that means your turnover is more than 100,000 a year, or a million, or millions, or multi-millions, and so on in your company. If you do follow the culture, and if you're into Taoism, then you can offer food. So food usually people will have is steamboat. Usually they'll do steamboats. They'll do put on tops of the table all the raw things, and then they will cook up the soup, and then they will put as a steamboat. So they invite all those spirits to take those food. And then you can have meat items, chicken, duck, some offer pork, also it's fine. And then you can offer egg, boiled eggs, also it's good. Because certain class of spirits, they cannot take anything oily one, for according to Taoism. Certain class of spirits, they cannot take oil, especially those that just pass away. They cannot take oil, they cannot take things that have salt and so on. They just take plain. For example, if it's a chicken, they just boil the whole chicken. If it is egg, they just boil the egg. That itself, then they will use with bean curd tofu, and together with what we call it, bean sprouts with ngā choy, tofu, and those eggs and boiled chicken. So certain class of spirits, they cannot yet take things that have oil, but it depends on the classes. Not all classes would take the same thing. Okay, so they can have eggs. Then you can offer beverages. Some will offer alcohol, some will offer sweet drinks. But for any type of spirits, usually items that are heavy flavor, that means sweet, or it's sweet, or it's very what we call forgot the word. So if it's sweet, and it's also what we salty in terms of sourish. Yeah, if it's sweet, sourish, usually sweet will go with any type of spirits. So usually people will offer, then you can see how come some people offer soft drinks and so on. So because of the sweetness. Then incense, you can offer smoke offering incense. Okay? So when would you do it if you are in business? Let's say you have a shop, physical shop, or you have a physical office, you want to burn below your office, or besides your land deity, beside the Dato Gong, how, on what day you should offer. For the lunar 7 month, the same. Either the second day evening, or on the 16th. That means on the 15th, we don't offer, you offer on the 16th. For businesses, you offer on the 16th. Okay, so on the second lunar day, and then on the 16th. And then final one, on the final day, it's up to you, optional, whether you want to offer or not. Okay, so when you offer, we already covered that. So why, what you do, when you do, how you do it. So you arrange your tables in such a manner, your table, if you miss out this one, you can replay later. You arrange your table, you start with your drinks, your sweet drinks, your alcohol, whatever it is. Then you second one, you put all your food stuff, whatever food stuff, and then on the third one, you put your gold and silver paper offerings. Then of course, in front, on your forefront, of course, on the floor or on the table, you can offer your incense. So you buy those disposable urns, and then you can just offer the incense. That's how you do it. Then what to say when you are offering? When you're offering, what to say? When you're offering to the land spirit, earthbound spirits, and so on, you just offer based on your company name. And if you're individual, also you can say your individual name. Today, representing which company, what's your company name? Today, our company, our address is whatever address that's there. You just recite out the address. So we offer to all the spirits in the lunar 7 month. So may you take the spirits, appease your mind. So help to look out for my company in terms of safety, my staff, when they go out, when they complete work, when they come into work, for their safety. And also, if my business do increase next year, then I will offer even more. That's it. Okay, you don't say about, I want how much, my target is this, help me achieve. No, you just say general statements. And specifically, mostly it's for the company, and it's also for the benefit of your everyone who's in the company, your staff. So next year, then you offer more. So remember to offer more. So that means this year you offer how many stacks of papers. Next year you offer if it improve or overall improve. So some people, then they start to get their stingy mind comes in. Stingy minds come in is why? Stingy minds comes in is that when they do have an improvement, then they start to think other things already. I don't think it's the spirit. I think it's because of this marketing campaign that we did. Or it's because of, I will shift to online, then my business increase. It's nothing to do with the spirit or where got spirit. That's the problem. That's why people sometimes they don't know is that as you make that general statement, so generally if everything improve, you need to improve, you need to increase your offering. Regardless of whether specifically you have been helped by the spirits or not, that is not relevant. Important is that once you have spoken out, and then if every year also every year there's an increase of your revenue by 10, 15, 20% or more, every year keeps on increasing, then you don't get stingy. Stingy is the part where your merits fell down. So this is also part of the merits next year. Okay, so that is big company, major companies, or medium-sized company, or small companies with offices and things like that. But if you are individuals and you say, I don't want to be so bothersome, I don't want to I don't want to offer those much, what can I do? So you can just pray outside your home, or pray outside your office just offer gold paper, offer gold, silver paper, offer the rebirth mantra, those Wang Sang Qin, and the incense. So you can just offer it. That will be simple enough. You don't have to go through all the full scale offering. So if you are new, so you don't have to do that in terms of doing that. So these are all what we call in tonight. You have seen me saying many times. These are all what we call just to increase your merits in terms, and also the techniques is due to because of the lunar 7 month. So once a year you'll be offering to the earthbound spirits, the wandering spirits, and you have to know those earthbounds and those wanderings, they are there 24/7. If they're earthbound, they are there 24/7. They don't have to select lunar 7 month I come out, or lunar 15 only I come out. No, because they are tied to there, they cannot go anywhere. So they are there 24/7. That means 24 hours, 7 days a week, they are there. It's just that happen that particular period of the year you do an offering. So of course they appreciate the offering, but you cannot see them, and they cannot speak to you. So but then it will also help you to eliminate, also reduce a lot of spiritual related obstacles. That is for sure. That is for sure. Okay, if you have done the offering properly and accordingly as to what I mentioned just now, then it will help to reduce a lot of those obstacles. So like for example, suddenly maybe you're supposed to have, some people are supposed, maybe you have some robbers or some thieves that are supposed to break into your place, then sometimes those earthbound spirits will be able to help. Okay, but of course once they help, they don't come and announce or send email to you or CC to everyone saying that in the email or WhatsApp or whatever, hey, I just help you in your shop to prevent robberies and so on. But you can find that you are safe. Most of the time you are safe even in environments that high crime rates and so on. Okay, now let's go to the answering of questions or some statements. Wong Chi Ge say, I do daily morning offering according to short sadhana, so the wording is fixed. Buddha, Idam, Deva, but no low spirits. But means that low spirits cannot receive. You just speak in your mind, whatever the spirits that are there later, then they can have that, they can receive that thing, and then they will have receive the offering. So I dedicate this to the earthbound spirits, the spirit of the land as well. That's okay. So Wong Chi Ge say, I do daily also as well. I can increase the amount of offering substance return to origin. That one, I think we have mentioned before already. So you must do more. If your conditions are not allowed, then I would say that you increase more on your morning instead of you do evening as much. Because sometimes people who are doing evening a lot, and then they have certain attachments that they have not yet worked out. So when you are offering in the evening, that attachment part and also your mind, what you are thinking at the time that you're offering, that would also affect a lot. So for example, if you're offering in the evening, then you're afraid, hey, wait, if I increase or I reduce, then the spirit will come and find me. So you are already starting from the perspective of that you're afraid the spirit will be going after you. So if you're afraid that the spirit will be going after you, that means you start to do your things from an angle of fear instead of from an angle of compassion. So you have to get that right, whether you are doing this from an angle of fear. So I'm offering to the spirit, I'm afraid the spirit come and kacau me. So I offer more for Lunar 7 months. For Chat Yuda, I offer more for, and then after that, I will reduce it because hopefully they get enough, then they won't kacau me. So it's already you started your path in terms of your offering already wrong. You should start from compassionate. The idea of offering in any forms for earthbound spirits, for spirits in general, it starts from compassion. Why we say we start with compassion is that is also from the compassion itself, also is the one that arises the merit in yourself. Why? When you have a physical body, it is the only time that you will be able to do merits. Because if a person, you pass away, you become a spirit, or you're in Bado, when you don't have a physical body, you can no longer do any form of merits. You cannot do any form of meritorious activity already. Because if you're a spirit, you're depending on other people to do merits for you. Because you already don't have that body. You don't have the physical form. You want to do also, people cannot see you. Those that can see you also will run away. And they may not believe who you say you are or what you want to do, or then you will get some other things. So it should start from the path of compassionate. And it's a compassionate practice, regardless of whether we talk about Buddhism or Taoism in general, but it should be a compassionate part for starting or for doing this practice. If we start it from the angle of fear or wanting to bribe the spirits, then it's more of an exchange already. So you are doing this for an exchange. That means I give you this, I help you, you help me. So I give you this, I expect return in that. So that one, you're starting from a point of exchange. So ask yourself clearly before you do your practice, or before you do this practice, from which angle are you coming from? Calvin Xu. So we have Calvin here saying that, hi Master, is it true that we start make offering in the 7th lunar month? We have to continue every year. You don't have to continue every year. So for example, last year your business was quite good. This year, everything off, you are finding even trouble to make ends meet. Then you say I should offer more. Then that's not the case. That's not the case. If you are offering every year, as I've said just now, if the following year it gets better, that means overall you don't go and hey, last year August was good. This year same August it was really bad. But then you earn money from January till July. You didn't mention about it. You just focus on specifically on August. You say, oh, then this particular there's nothing. They're really bad due to COVID or due to economic circumstances. Therefore, I don't want to offer. Then you cannot. Because depending on what you say the year before, if all this year you haven't said anything, then of course you can not offer due to your circumstances. It's not a fixed rule saying that, oh, you cannot, then something bad will happen. No. Because Lunar 7 month, despite the whatever CO that we are in, there are still people offering. So wandering spirits will still get their part from other places. Not necessarily they will come back and wait for you. It's just waiting for you one are the earthbound spirits in the area. They cannot leave one. So that means they are already there. Either your earth deities, your outside earthbound spirits and so on, they are already there. So those they won't pick a fight with you or pick your fault. So don't have to worry about that. If you decide not to offer, then you just don't offer. But you don't always, you just don't offer and then you don't do anything. Duncan says, what's the recommended way to do dedication during this 7th lunar month after burning the offering? No dedications made. That means you just offer accordingly. If you want to do dedications, if you are Buddhist, you do the dedication, very simple dedications will do lah. Whatever merits that you obtain from this act of generosity, may everyone be healthy, happy, and may everyone be happy as a result of my actions today. So that is enough already. You don't have to go into have to go into lengths of your dedication. Sometimes before that thought just want to come up to do the dedication, it's already transferred already. Your merits already transferred already. So don't have to worry about that. A lot of people say they have to go through long readings of this. You cannot miss the wording. If the wording is incorrect, then the things not get done right. Always remember, it starts from, as I've said just now, it starts from which angle are you doing your practice? Which angle are you doing your offering? And then how it comes about in terms of your business is because as a business, I'm offering from a business perspective, not individual. From business perspective, is hope that it will appease the land spirit and the earthbound deities in that area, so that they will have a look out for me. So because you made that promise, if this year I do, as a result, I do better, then next year I will just come back and offer more. So that's it. So you don't have to say that, oh, this year I offer total 1,000 worth of gold paper and silver paper. Next year I'm going to offer 2,000 if I make certain criteria. So that means if you already set the target, you have already been specific in your request and also specific in your giving back in terms of your repayment, or we call it repayment, or in your specific of your offering for next year. So you better remember what are the specificity. If you're not specific, then nobody will pick a fault with you, or no spirits will pick a fault with you. So even if they try to pick a fault with you, then you have the principle is on your side, so don't worry. Spirits, ghosts, actually they are more principled than human beings, because the way the spiritual rules and regulation works, they hold more to principles than humans, from the many cases that I've handled so far. Okay, so that's why when you say one, it's one in the spirit world. It doesn't mean that one next year become half, 0.5, 0.3, and then you discount, you try to make budget decrease, negotiate and so on. That is only usually done by humans. Spirits don't do that. Okay. So we have already covered all of that. So we covered the company, if you're a company, how you offer, an extension from yesterday. And for smoke offering, what you need to do, if you're a smoke offering, then you can just get the purple book from our Ngakpa Nyingma. I already shared it just now, so you just scroll back later. And with that, tomorrow we will talk about another topic. Then we will officially go into the Lunar 7 month. How many of you have already bought your stuff? For those of you who are offering, you already prepare your stuff. For those of you who are prepared, then you say buy. So you just write buy. So how many of you are prepared here? Now we have 15 people. How many of you, because some of you are praying tomorrow evening. Some will be praying on tomorrow evening. Some will be praying on Sunday evening. So different people, different. How many of you already bought? So if you already bought, then you are pretty much ready. Okay, so just do that and you won't go wrong. don't worry. A lot of people, they go wrong is that I've seen, oh, Jerome, KL incense shop open already. Can buy anytime. Oh, okay. So you can go out and buy those sticks with for smoke offerings one. You can buy those sticks with smoke offerings one. Okay. So you can buy those to offer. All right. So remember to share out this episode later, and I have two. Wait, let me. I still receive from yesterday. I think I have two people that write in. Few, I think few. Quite many, but most of you guys are already in the. Wait, free 1 month for the 1 month August, so you need to write the forms. I received, I think there are quite a few, 3 or 4 new people. So I will ask my people to send out the WhatsApp to your account. So from there you can go in and then you get to do the activation. Some of you guys already did the activation just now afternoon. So I haven't yet done this all the listing, so I'll do it tomorrow completely. Okay. Okay, so this is the show. Let me pin this up. Other than the gifts that I've written out, that means the soap. Tonight also I'll give one another soap. So if I go on for 31 days or 32 days, every day there will be a winner. So I will pick one. Every day there will be a winner. So I can smell the strong smell. You guys can smell. So these are the beeswax from Kruba Krisana, the Butterfly King. For those of you who know the Kruba Krisana, so this is very quite a big container. So I will separate out this into 10. So other than that, there will be also those people who have sharing and writing comments for much of it. Then you guys, I will also give out as free. So this one is worth 100, at least 150. The container. Not this one. This one worth much more than that. I mean, if I separate out into different smaller tubs, then it will be worth at least 150 a pop. Kelvin Fu said, already in the Boost Luck Club. Boost Luck Club, because some of you guys are in Singapore, now it's very difficult for me to send anything that's related to oil. Wax I still can send, but anything related to oil I can't send out to you guys. So I will find certain things. I got a lot of things, as you guys know. So I have a lot of things to do. So for those in the Buddhist Luck Club, if you share out the soap, if you write some really good stuff for that particular evening, for that particular show, nobody else as good as you, then you'll win the soap. You will be able to win more than once. I don't have specific designation. So if you have been sharing for more than 3 evenings then you will have a chance to have this, and then among of all the other different things. Okay? So let's conclude the evening because it's 1 hour 15 minutes already. Have yourself a good evening. Tomorrow we will talk some other topics about ghosts and many types of ghosts, many types of stories. So we get this done, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow evening. Take care, stay safe, most important, and then also do more meritorious activity. Merits is what we call good deeds. Merits are the one that can help to guard you in any circumstances that may turn bad. Okay, so prepare yourself enough merits. Some people say, what is merit? Merit is that very simple. Some of you want to go, I've always used this example. You want to go to eat, now cannot go and eat lah. Now most people, except for police state and so on, a few states, other states that now you want to go and buy, you want to go and tapao even one chicken rice. On the way to tapao, your car, the wheels puncture, so you cannot reach that tapao place. So for that day, you cannot have chicken rice. That means that you lack of merits. Therefore, you have obstacles along the way to do the things that you want to do. Even let's say puncture doesn't happen, you reach that place with your car, you came out of the place, you buy the chicken rice, but suddenly that day you have diarrhea. You go back, you want to eat chicken rice, cannot. Or you have to go and run the toilet. So that means not enough merits. Even the thing come up to your front, you cannot take it. It means opportunity comes up to your front, you lack of merits. So therefore no merits. Sometimes even people who you don't have to go and buy, people are buying for you, you just use app and then people deliver up to your doorstep. You want to go and take the chicken rice already at your doorstep. As you reach your doorstep, your leg somehow you hit on some cabinets or thing, you fell down. So fell down, you broke your teeth, bleeding, also no mood to eat. So that means even people send you the information, like tonight you're watching this, people give you the information, give you the knowledge, but you want to go and do, also you can't do because lack of merits. So the merits is very important, and especially in times that are uncertain, it will help you guard you from different types of calamities, from different types of obstacles. Okay, so do more meritorious activities. You can do on behalf, like sharing this out so that other people will benefit, will also help yourself. Okay, have yourself a good evening, stay safe. Until tomorrow, 9:55. See you guys.